Welcome to Britain's busiest steam railway. Winding through some of England's most stunning scenery, this is the North Yorkshire Moors Railway.
The sun's shining, the birds are singing, and the train's on time.
Each year, 500,000 people flock here to journey back to the golden age of steam.
I'm so excited because I'm on a steam train.
In this series, we get the inside track from the people who keep the railway running. There's engine shed manager Piglet.
There's some sprinklings of soot in it, just to add to the flavour.
Head of marketing Laura.
Every train that comes in, unless they're a different colour, I ain't got a clue.
Dining manager Jill.
I need to wear my glasses because I can't see anything.
And the man who keeps the coaches rolling, Kieran.
I think I was born in the wrong period, really.
This time, it's the busy Easter holidays and marketing has a meltdown.
This is suicide. This is career suicide.
Piglet's under pressure to save the day.
We've had to do quite a few repairs, so it's been a little bit touch and go where we've actually managed to get it up there at all.
There's romance on the line for Jill.
I'm off down with the ring and hopefully she's going to say yes.
And trouble with a turntable puts Kieran in a spin.
It's the last thing we need when the engine's about to come in.
So jump on board and hold tight. It's going to be quite a ride. Today is the start of the Easter timetable at the North Yorkshire Moors Railway. First to work at Pickering Station are tea ladies Carol and Jeanette.
Hopefully it'll be really busy.
It's a critical time of year for the railway's finances, and every department needs to do their bit.
Bacon, sausages, scones, whatever. We just work hard so we can keep this railway open.
As soon as the cafe opens for business, the tea starts flowing. Every brew brewed brings home the brass.
Carol, is that basket there for the gluten-free?
With the railway fighting for every ticket sale it can get, they've hired a head of marketing. 32-year-old Laura Strangeway.
My background is in marketing tourist attractions, and obviously I've no experience in railways. My point of view is if I don't understand railway terminology or the right thing to say, neither does the general public.
To drum up more custom, Laura has come up with a cunning plan. She's offering free tickets for teachers over the Easter holiday.
We're doing Teachers Go Free, and the idea behind this is to get more teachers through the door, to give them an experience of what the railway is all about, and then hopefully they'll bring, loads of school groups back.
This is day one of Laura's plan, and the teachers have turned out in their droves.
We are very busy today. Very busy morning.
The cafe's also benefiting from Laura's marketing genius.
Hello there.
2 sausages, please.
Sausage butter?
And 2 coffees.
When the first train of the day pulls in, the passengers are still queuing up for their breakfast baps.
Mannequin here. You don't have time to come up for air. And at the moment, there's only 2 of us in. You just keep your head down and you just get on with it. Bacon and a sausage butter? Are you taking them away? Sorry, love.
The extra customers have caught Jeanette a bit short.
Carol, I might possibly run out of sausages.
As the sausages roll out, the cash rolls in.
It's quite busy. But if you will excuse me, I do need to keep an eye on the queues because they are starting to get a bit large. Thanks.
It turns out there's a good reason why the crowds are quite so large. When Laura devised her plan, she got her sums a bit wrong and she's given away too many free tickets.
When I was setting up the offer, instead of capping it at 25 a day, I managed to do it at 100 a day. Yeah, I'm just trying to avoid the booking offices at the minute and just trying to not let anybody realise until they look at the figures.
I don't know what we're going to do with all these.
While the station staff deal with Laura's blunder, over at the engine shed, manager Paul Middleton, known to all as Piglet, is doing his rounds.
How are we doing, chaps?
Yes.
What pressure we at? Oh, £25. That's not so bad. We will need to oil it up and prep it so that it's ready to go.
Piglet's worked all his adult life on the railway, and like many a northern lad, owes his success to his mum.
I owed my mum 50 quid, so I had to go out and get a job just to pay my mum back. And that was 21 years ago now, so I've been here quite a while, starting as an apprentice out of school. And I've been here ever since, worked my way through the ranks, and now I'm the gaffer. Let the oldies do the work, that's the thing. And I get my mum with 50 quid back, like, so I'm out of debt.
Piglet's in charge of keeping the engines shipshape and Bristol fashion. With one ready to roll, he checks up on repairs to another.
Right, so they've had to unzip this engine because there's a rivet leak in here. There was steam rising out from under the cladding.
Whatever they're doing, it's clearly a four-man job, and a hazardous one at that.
I ended up many years ago, somehow, I don't know how I did it, I was putting the lagging on 6619 and I managed to get some in my underpants. And I was itching for about a week afterwards. It was hideous. I showered and showered and showered and I couldn't find where this lagging was and I ended up quite sore, like, so don't get it in your pants.
Wise words, lad. Back at Pickering Station, booking office staff are drowning in Teachers Go Free vouchers, thanks to Laura's generosity.
You know this Teachers Go Free thing? Do we need to keep the vouchers and keep a note of if they've come or not? We're sort of struggling a little bit.
Obviously, the long-term goal is to get more school groups through the attraction, so there is a silver lining to the mistake that I have made.
News of Laura's great giveaway has reached upstairs to General Manager Chris Price.
What value Laura brings to the organisation.
I'm so sorry.
Good job the boss has got a sense of humour. Let's hope Finance Manager Karen feels the same.
She wanted to cap it at 100 maximum, but due to an error, Laura capped it at 100 a day. So we've got how many?
248.
248 teachers getting a free ride over the Easter period.
Laura might be teacher's pet, but she's cost the railway a small fortune.
£8,236.
I think this is a very good opportunity to show quite how inefficient the senior management team is on the North Yorkshire Moors Railway.
This is suicide. This is career suicide.
Coming up, Laura attempts a comeback with the Tour de Yorkshire cycle race.
As the riders come through, they want us blowing the whistle of the steam engine, but it's been a little bit touch and go where we've actually managed to get it up there at all.
And boss Chris faces the grim reality of running a heritage railway.
We really are looking at a structure really that's in its death throes.
The railway is running its busy Easter timetable, which includes an extended service to everyone's favourite seaside town, Whitby. To cope with the high demand for seats, each engine pulls up to 8 carriages. All are original and some date back to the 1920s. Keeping these heritage coaches rolling is carriage and wagon manager, 29-year-old Kieran Murray. He makes sure they all get a daily safety check.
This is all behind the scenes. This is early morning things that people, when they arrive, just see a nice shiny train ready to go on. They don't see the people crawling around on the floor underneath it.
The first train of the day is always the busiest, but today one of its coaches needs a couple of brake blocks changing before it can go anywhere.
What Neil's doing now is going to that side to fit the new brake blocks. He's just done this side. You can tell the nice new brake blocks with plenty of meat on them. So this is your wear indicator where you can take them to. So that's the end of the life there.
Brake blocks fitted, it's up to Kieran to check they're working properly.
This is the joys of, you can see the human waste here. This is all toilet paper from toilets. We've got to work around this.
So that's why they ask you not to use the toilet when the train's in the station.
Right, you ready? Joe, go around the other side, Neil. Right, I think we've cured it. Done, dusted.
All he needs to do now is get that barrow fixed. Keeping things running smoothly on the platform are some of the railway volunteers.
We've got vicars, we've got policemen, myself, British Telecom.
One of the oldest, 82-year-old Bert, has been volunteering here for 6 years.
I'm ticket inspecting today and selling tickets to anyone that hasn't bought one at the booking office.
Popular with families on a day trip to the seaside, the extended train service to Whitby has increased turnover by £1 million a year.
So now we start checking tickets. All the way to sunny Whitby. Good. My wife's a few years younger than me, and where I enthuse over a steam engine and trains, it doesn't really bother her. I mean, she would look at it, well, it's a train and that's it. The last train back from Whitby is 22:06. Got an electric train set at home. Unfortunately, I haven't got the room to leave it laid out, so what I have to do during the summer, leave the car out, put it in the garage and have a play. Yeah. Thank you very much. Oh,
and the bear's done as well.
Oh, you want the... Well, that's very nice. Would you like to clip them? There we go then. We want people to be happy. We want them to have a lovely day out and a day that they will remember. Now, I didn't say that.
And they may remember it for the wrong reasons, as halfway to Whitby, the train grinds to a halt.
Well, we're probably being held up going into Gromont.
It's more than a hold-up, Bert. There's a failed steam train down at Pickering Station, and they're calling your engine back to replace it.
One of the engines has failed.
Oh, no.
But that's not a problem, because we've got plenty to cover.
Right.
But we're changing engines now.
Bert's lovely steam engine has to go back to Pickering for the next scheduled service. And Bert's passengers will have to complete their trip to the seaside on a heritage diesel. Bert's not best pleased.
No, but if you say they've got to change locos, we'll go straight on, won't we?
I don't know.
Not too keen on diesels because my little boy stage was all steam trains. When they put a diesel on the front, there's no steam, you can't see any movement, and there just isn't anything there.
Bert has to break the bad news to the passengers.
Sorry for the delay. One of the engines has failed and we've got to swap engine.
All right, so we're not we're not walking.
No, you haven't got to walk yet. No. People are very understanding because we do try and make sure if there is a problem, we tell them.
Despite the 20-minute delay, they still make it to...
Whitby!
Bert's quick to get the passengers off. Sometimes too quick.
Sorry.
Without even a sniff of sea air, Bert's back to Pickering.
I enjoy being on the railway, and by the end of the day, I'm tending to hobble about a little bit. Good morning, could I see tickets, please? But it's worth it. Oh, you've got the ticket, have you? Thank you very much.
It's not just the volunteers feeling their age. Most of the railway's 38 bridges are over 100 years old, and 5 of them are in a pretty sorry state. So boss Chris is off to have a gander, hoping a facelift rather than a rebuild will do job.
We know they're deteriorating, but at what point does the deterioration become critical?
To get an expert opinion on the damage, he's meeting up with Roger and Nigel. Both are civil engineers with more than 80 years of experience between them. So they should know better than to lend Chris their hammer.
That's staggering. That's just rivet heads just falling apart.
They are now. Chris's engineering assessment reveals the sad truth. The bolts holding the steel together have had their day.
I think from that graphic display, you've firmly convinced me anyway.
Yeah, it is beyond repair.
Yes, it is, I think. So we really are looking at a structure really that's in its death throes then?
I think we are. We would be better with a brand new bridge, which would have a design life of 120 years, which you'll probably see.
Yeah, we'll be all right, I think.
All right, we're
Next bridge.
With 4 more bridges in trouble, it's a disaster for Chris and the cash-strapped railway.
And these are 5 bridges. This is potentially a £5 million liability to this railway.
To help pay for the bridge repairs, they need to attract public attention. And the best way to do that is with a clever PR stunt. Luckily, they've got just the lady for the job. And after Laura's slight ticketing hiccup, she's keen to stage a comeback. This time, she plans to get one of their steam engines on the telly during the Tour de Yorkshire cycle race.
Tour de Yorkshire's obviously great for the county as a whole, but it's great for the railway in the fact that it shows the railway off, it shows the engines, it showcases this area. Great opportunity for PR.
With the TV cameras and cyclists en route, Laura's roped in Piglet to help her out.
Marketing have been on the phone, and we've got the Tour de Yorkshire passing through Goathland today. So they've asked me if I can provide a steam engine. And as the riders come through, they want us on the whistle, blowing the whistle of the steam engine. Hopefully it won't scare riders and they all fall off, because that would be a bit embarrassing. We've had to do quite a few repairs on it just in the last sort of 24 hours, just to make sure it's right. So it's been a little bit touch and go where we've actually managed to get it up there at all.
Piglet needs the lads to do some final checks before he can give the green light for the engine to go.
It's a Black 5, they always drop a bit quick. A bit of a leak there somewhere, isn't there?
Piglet thinks he can hear a leak, and a leak means this engine won't be starring in Laura's PR stunt.
I'm just listening for any leaks inside the firebox.
And with over 20 years' experience, he knows these engines like the back of his hand. All he needs is a little bit of hush.
Quiet. Listen to that. There's nothing. Silence. Yeah. That's all right, that. I'm happy with that.
At Goathland, the crowds are starting to gather and the Tour de Yorkshire is well underway. And Piglet's not going to miss out on the action.
I'm going to go put my lycra shorts on, right? I apologise. And I'm going to get on my push bike and I'm going to race you up to Goathland.
It's steam power versus Piglet power. Put your back into it, lad. It's only 4 miles. Uphill. Laura's engine powers through the countryside and glides into Goathland with time to spare. But with the Tour de Yorkshire cyclists closing in, there's still no sign of Piglet. Should have caught the train.
I was positive the engine would be here. I had faith in the guys up at Gromont.
Oh, here he is. Hey, you cyclists here. Tour de Yorkshire.
You beat me then.
Well done, high five.
An admirable effort. There's power in those calves.
I might have to shave them though. Yeah, they... You don't have to touch them. I'm trying...
Skinny, what's wrong? What's wrong with it? Little chicken legs. Chicken legs.
Not that bad.
Chicken legs.
Someone get that chicken off the road.
Right, get him to do it now. That's what you want him to do, steam it up. Go on, Piglet.
The Tour de Yorkshire is broadcast around the world, and thanks to Laura, North Yorkshire Moors Railway goes global.
Had a whistle, it motivated the guys on the bikes. Yeah, I think it's done its job.
And it's not just the professionals who've been motivated.
I should probably join in really and chase them up the hill.
Could have just jumped in there and done the rest of it to finish at Scarborough.
Yeah.
That'd have been well good.
Yeah.
There's always next year, Piglet. Over at Pickering Station, carriage and wagon manager Kieran could do with some inspiration.
Things are, well, they're just falling to bits as quick as I can repair them, aren't they?
He's fighting a losing battle with his rolling stock.
There's a lot of pressure because we have to deliver a daily service from March till October using ancient stock, which is a very, very hard task to do. Everyone puts the money into the engines, but they forget about the coaches. And it's the coaches what make all the money for the railway. Look at that. Water's got in through there, below that. It's that gutter what's gone, isn't it?
Kieran is expecting a minor leak in the gutter, but the floor is collapsing.
This is what we don't want. The last thing you want to see is daylight through a coach floor. So, yeah, it's a major rebuild thing. We cannot let it go, as much as I'd love to, because I need the coach in traffic.
There's only one solution.
We haven't got a replacement, so we'll have to take it in the workshop and just do our best to try and get it turned around as quick as we can.
Coaches like this one seat 64 passengers and can earn the railway £1,000 in daily ticket sales. So taking this carriage out of service is a huge financial blow for the railway.
After a stupidly long day, we've finally done this. The last thing is getting this failed coach into the shed now, so that our lads, when they get in at 8 o'clock in the morning, can jump straight on. Hopefully get it lifted and up in the air and see the amount of damage there is to it. Another day at the office.
Coming up, for Kieran, things go from bad to worse.
I thought it'd be a lot more complete than it is now. It's not really changed since I last saw it.
And there's a proposal on the line, but will the couple be late for their own engagement?
Everyone's on, apart from the couple.
At the Heritage Railway, one of the most popular trains is the Pullman dining service. Offering posh nosh on the move, these 1960s cars see their fair share of couples on a romantic day out. And there's nothing dining manager Jill loves more than a good old-fashioned love story.
We do have a special couple coming on today, and it's all shh. There's a gentleman going to propose to his girlfriend today. She's not aware of it. We're all aware of it, so we need to keep buttoned.
With romance in the air, Jill's reminded of the day she agreed to take the plunge.
It was March the 5th, I don't know how many years ago, and said, will I marry him? And I said yes. And we got married at Gretna Green. None of our families could come, so we just went off and did it, and my photographer was my witness.
And when it comes to Pullman proposals, Jill's something of an expert.
I think this is my 3rd time on here, and luckily, they've all said yes. Because if they said no, I don't know what we'd have done.
As hungry passengers begin to board, Jill's on the lookout for the special couple.
I don't know if I'm looking for someone old, young, middle-aged. I've just got to try and work it out. You never know. This could be them, actually. I'm not sure. Maybe not.
They'll miss the dinner if they don't get a move on.
I think everyone's on, apart from the couple. This is our guard here, so I'll just ask him to wait a little bit longer so we get the special couple on. Still can't see anyone.
And just when Jill's back's turned, the latecomers hop aboard.
And they're for the diner?
Yeah. He's got a smile on his face.
Typical. Sneak past me.
This looks like a proposal that needs taking in hand.
Have you any idea how you're going to do this?
No.
I've got a bottle of Prosecco for you.
Yeah.
2 champagne flutes. Why don't we put the ring in the champagne flute?
Yeah.
I pop it on the table,
right.
And then you pick the glass up, take the ring out, and propose then.
Have you got that, lad?
Can I just have a peek?
Yeah, it's what a vintage ring.
Oh, lovely. Oh, it's like mine.
You already married you.
Having whisked away the ring, Jill stashes it somewhere safe. Her master plan is for Richard to pop the question during dessert, which means Richard can relax and enjoy his dinner.
Yes, they're looking very romantic and they're not suspecting anything because everyone's just being normal. Have you done with that gravy?
With the main course done and dusted, it's time for pudding and to pop the Prosecco and the big question.
Once I get the signal from the girls to say that their table's been cleared, I'm off down with the ring and hopefully she's going to say yes.
There's precision planning for you.
Get the ring out. Oh my God.
Not the old lost ring routine, Jill.
Can't find. Oh yeah, it's there.
You can say that again.
Right then. Just make sure my glasses are still gleaming. Yeah. Just going to pop the ring in.
Jill's hoping for her Pullman proposal hat trick.
Here goes. Hope it's a yes. There's a complimentary bottle of Prosecco here for you on the house from the NYMR. You're welcome.
You got your glass.
This lass hasn't even spotted the ring.
Do you want your glass?
Give him a hand, Jill.
Just check it's clean.
Come here.
Oh, Richard.
Whoa, come on.
In the glass.
Right. I'll share my life with anyone else. Just want to be with you. Will you marry me?
Oh, thank you. Oh, that's amazing.
Emotional.
Is that a yes?
Oh, thank you, darling. That we got engaged.
Congratulations. We've had it all planned.
I had to sell my truck for that.
A perfect strike rate for Jill.
3 engagements. They look how happy they are now.
Yeah.
And what a better way to do it than on here.
Is there any more apple pie?
Give him another slice of pie. He's earned it.
It's been a good day. A lovely happy ending. Lots of birthdays, lots of celebrations today, and of course our lovely couple that just got engaged.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Tracy.
Really enjoyed it.
Thank you. And you, Richie.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Right, see you
And
soon.
we'll
Thanks for the
see
ball.
you again soon. You're welcome. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Over at Carriage and Wagon, Kieran's not in the mood for celebrating. Yesterday, one of his carriages had a leaky roof, and it's a long way from being fixed.
It's a lot worse than I expected. I wanted it turned around in a few days, but it's not off to happen now. The whole there straight away. There's not much we can do about it, really. But it's just a constant battle to keep them going.
So, to put a smile back on his face, Kieran's off to a neighbouring railway for a sneak preview of a buffet carriage he's getting in the summer. It's undergoing some renovations, but Kieran's hoping it should be close to completion.
We need it for our peak season, what's coming up very fast now. It's about 4 weeks away. So there's a lot of pressure on it. So we're hoping they've got on with the coach and it's at a state now where we can literally put a coat of paint on it and seats in it and put it into traffic. Let's go and have a look, see what the crack is.
Operating a buffet car is a good way of making some extra cash for the railway. Kieran wants to see passengers enjoying the newly furnished carriage in just 4 weeks' time.
It's coming on a lot. I haven't been inside it to see what's changed there. Hopefully inside all we have to do is put seats in and do basic work on the bar.
That depends on how you define basic.
Still quite a way to go on it, isn't there? Bloody hell. This is meant to be the bar with your counter along here in your door, which, as you can see, there's yeah.
What lighting you put in the room?
Whatever you've got, to be honest.
We're not putting in, like, we're just putting wires in.
Oh. Right. Because we haven't got any of the circle lights.
No, we haven't either.
Yeah. Another obstacle. I thought it'd be a lot more complete than it is now. It's not really changed since I last saw it. So how long are you thinking now for this?
A couple of months, I think. Maybe a bit less, I don't know.
Because it's somewhere.
I know you want to sit down as soon as possible.
Yeah.
But we're running a wee bit behind.
Right. Quite disappointed, to be honest. I don't think we'll see it, unfortunately, now for the season. And I'll get shouted at high heights now for this.
At Carriage and Wagon in Pickering, there's finally a bit of good news. The lads have been pulling out all the stops to get the failed coach repaired. And to Kieran's huge relief, it's ready.
This is our failed coach from the other day. We've got the floor repaired underneath, the roof's now sorted, so we can finally get our wheels back under and put it on its original bogies.
With the wheels back in position and a few final touches from Mark, it's as good as new. Well, it was, briefly.
What have you done? What have you done?
Neil left his trolley leaning against the coach and it scratched all down the side panelling.
Look at it, it's a disgrace. I was giving you 10 out of 10 for this job getting out, but now you've got 5.
Exhibit A.
What height is that? I hope you feel guilty now. All Mark's hard work into painting these coaches.
It gives me enough of you.
Payback.
Someone's not going to be too happy.
This'll be fun. Mark! Best friend Mark! Come on, I've got a little job for you, tiny little job. I won't blame anyone, but...
You want me to touch this up?
Well, look.
What am I meant to do with that? Why'd you go all the way down there?
You might well ask.
You'll have to buy him a cream bun tomorrow, won't you?
You owe me one. I shouldn't be having to do it, should I?
I know you shouldn't.
Big care, that's all it needs.
With the coach restored to its former glory, Kieran now has a full fleet of passenger cars ready to hand over to the volunteers who run the show. There are over 1,000 of them who help run the day-to-day services on the line. But the physical demands of the railway are beginning to take their toll on some of the ageing enthusiasts, so new volunteers are needed. Someone who's answered the call is wannabe train driver Mel.
So boys, this is what I want to do, isn't it? I want to train to be the driver of this. What do you think? Think I can do it? You believe in me? Here I am, a mum of 2, a woman, and I'm attempting to drive a steam train. If I can do that, my boys will see that you can do anything. 30 seconds. Ah, have you seen that? Awesome, isn't it?
Tomorrow is Mel's first day volunteering, so she'll be up at the crack of dawn.
What do we say to the driver? I'm the fireman. Thank you, guys. Do you love it? Do you get exciting? Wave to the people. They love being waved to when they're on the train, although they're going too fast for us to see. 5 a.m. 5 a.m. Excited, nervous, not sure what to expect.
Before Mel can learn to drive the engine, she needs to serve her time cleaning it. Learning how to light the firebox and mastering the fine art of shoveling coal.
Just put a little bit on and then just try it.
You make that look so easy.
Well, it's years of practice.
Okay. I feel awkward right now. Don't hit the side.
There's more to this shoveling lark than meets the eye.
You might want to try it from this side.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that feels more natural straight away.
It might feel right, but Mel hasn't thrown the coal far enough. All she's done is pile it up near the entrance.
That's the front right down there, look. So all the stuff you're putting, just put
Oh my God! The fireman seemed to have such an amazing technique, and he made it look so easy that to watch him, you'd think you'd pick up the shovel and do the same, and it's not like that at all. I didn't have any technique. I felt I made a little bit of a pig's ear of it, to be honest.
Driving a train seems to be a long way off for Mel. What she needs now is a shoveling hero, a Yorkshire hero.
Hey up, hiya.
Hi.
I'm Piglet, Paul.
Nice to meet you, I'm Mel.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, so how have you got on?
Although I only had 5 minutes shoveling, that I didn't do a good job, and if you've got some sort of technique...
Did you end up with it all over the cab floor?
No,
That's not bad then.
Ended up with a mound in the fire pit
Right.
that nobody could get past to get to.
Oh, yeah, because what happens is when you're shoveling, you instinctively try and throw it up.
Yeah.
And then it all ends up in a heap. All you've got to do is practice, practice, practice. But we do actually have, up the yard, near our coal heap, we have a practice footplate with like a firewall door. So if you
Brilliant.
want to come and have a practice,
Oh,
feel
yes,
free,
please.
fill your
Thank you.
boots. I'll come and show you where it is.
Thank you.
Mel heads off for a masterclass from Piglet.
What you need to try and do when you're shoveling is move the shovel forward and stop, and then we direct it where we want the coal to go on the fire bed.
A bit optimistic there, aren't I?
All she has to do is get a coal in one.
There's just a couple of lumps on. Yeah, you see?
I will master it. It's not something that will beat me because this is what I want to do. At this rate, how long will it be before I get the hang of it?
You should still be alive. Right.
Coming up, with a big star engine on its way,
20 minutes doesn't give us long, does it?
Kieran needs to get his turntable in full working order.
Damn, this is what I was worried about.
It's 8 a.m. at the Heritage Railway. With the line fighting for every penny it can get, there's a big push to find new ways to swell the coffers. So when a big star engine visits, its fans, their cameras and their wallets aren't far behind. This morning, the star of the show is Royal Scot Engine. Steam enthusiasts have been invited for a private day with the locomotive and the chance for an exclusive photo opportunity. Steve has driven all the way from Kent.
For me, it's a good-looking engine. This and the Tornado and the Flying Scotsman, they're the top dogs. You've got the Beatles, the Rolling Stones and the Who, and that would be Flying Scotsman, Tornado and Royal Scot.
Steve is what is affectionately known as a gricer.
Gricer is a twitcher, but for railways. A railway fanatic, a railway nerd, a railway follower. I'm married and we have a good understanding. I do this on weekdays if I can, and we have the weekends together.
Gricers like Steve pay for exclusive access to their favourite engines. 50 of them have coughed up £100 each for the privilege.
It's a load of enthusiasts and photographers who part with a lot of their hard-earned money to come out and take photographs of these things. You go to locations that you can't normally do and try and do runs that you can't normally do and things like that, and hopefully they get something nice out of it.
But before the show can officially begin, the engine's got to be turned round at Pickering so it's facing the right way for the Gricer's cameras. This is a job for Kieran and his rather old-fashioned loco turntable.
How long do we have it in the station, do you know? 20 minutes doesn't give us long, does it?
It's operated entirely by manpower. That'll be Kieran then.
It's not even late without an engine on, is it?
But the turntable's not been used since last year.
Damn.
And the locking mechanism has packed up.
Oh my God. The last thing we need when the engine's about to come in.
If the mechanism doesn't lock securely, the engine could derail.
Can't afford to drop £1 million engine in the dirt.
The Gricers are waiting patiently, and Royal Scot is on its way.
How long we got?
3 minutes.
Oh.
Good luck, Kieran. This engineering problem calls for skill and finesse.
Let's give her a go. No. Oh, yeah.
At this rate, the star attraction will be making its entrance bottom first. Not the best look for photographs. Time to get serious. With the Scot closing in, Kieran gives it one last heave-ho.
Yes. It's gone. At last we've got it. And there's the engine. Yeah, not like there's no pressure, is it? We've never had an engine this big on this turntable. Whoa!
Now the true test of Victorian engineering. Can 4 men turn 125 tons of steam engine?
There's always one in there. Right, we'll have to try and get the things to stop now. Yes, that's in. Right, thank God for that. We've done it. We've actually managed it. It was heavy enough, but we've done it. I'm so relieved. Yeah, route set for you to go out. You go, mate. Yep. There you go. We've done it, Doug. Brilliant. Finally, let's see it go. The engine's facing the right way around now, it's ready for them. So we can get all the beautiful pictures I want now.
Back up the line, the Greisers jostle for position to get the perfect shot.
It's like twitching. There's a lot in it. Getting the shot.
Royal Scott powers towards the cameras in a blaze of steam. But one Greiser, Carl, seems to be struggling.
It's the point of focus. How on earth you do that with a digital camera? I've no idea, but I've managed it. Missed opportunities.
Well, it's easy to be overwhelmed in the presence of a big star.
At least I know now that I've messed that one shot up. I've got a chance to redeem myself.
Carl gets one last chance to ensure his £100 isn't going up in smoke. Or should that be steam?
That's better, a lot better. Remember to focus. For me, that was shot of the day. Absolute shot of the day was that.
The Greisers take home their steam mementos, and Kieran's just happy to have played a part in their day.
I like to see all engines and coaches and that running. I don't like to see them as museum pieces sat in museums, because, yeah, that's not what they're designed for. These things are meant to be alive, working. You can see why people do get addicted to it. It really is sort of something, once you catch the bug and you've had it.
Next time, the busy summer season looms, but the track is falling apart.
It's terrible. It's breaking the backs on the sleepers like that.
There's high drama for Jill and Sammy on Murder Mystery Night.
Sammy's under a bit of stress tonight.
If they don't murder someone, I will.
And will Piglet's favourite engine live to steam again?
I'm genuinely terrified at the moment. Waiting for a bang.
And that same time next week as New Yorkshire Steam Railway continues. Next year on Channel 5, at the start of the new series of Jane McDonald and Friends will have you on your feet. On 5 USA, Frank is out for revenge as the new season of Training Day continues. And on 5 Select, Car Thieves Beware, the traffic cops will be taking no prisoners.